What's happening, guys? Day-to-day Gamer here with another Paper Mario Origami King video, and this time we're going to be checking out an area of the game called the Diamond Island, which has pays a pretty obvious tribute to The Legend of Zelda, with 3 Zelda-like trials that are themed after power, courage, and wisdom. So what you're going to want to do to find this place is head to this middle of the 4 other islands that you found. You found the club, the spade, the heart, and the moon. In between all 4, right in the center, you just want to move your ship there and then dive down. And when you dive down, you're going to actually find a gigantic diamond at the bottom of the ocean. Gigantic in the sense that it's basically a sunken island, and you'll be able to go inside with something called the Diamond Key. And you get the Diamond Key from Luigi on Mushroom Island. If you want to find out the entire sequence of events and how to get that, I have another video on Mushroom Island you can check out coming out soon, and then that will explain how to get the Diamond Key. But generally, if you just follow the storyline and the narrative and everything going on, you'll eventually get the Diamond Key for yourself. And when you do, you can put it in here and get access to the Diamond Island. So once you're there, you have 3 trials, each themed after a Zelda-like theme of power, wisdom, and courage. So we'll start with power, which is the red trial, the red build in here. You need to use the Earth Elemental to be able to lower it so that you can actually enter, and once you do, then you can walk right inside and start the trial. So yeah, as I said, these are definitely a little nudge to Zelda with the power, courage, and wisdom. If you've played Link to the Past, you'll know that the 3 pendants you get are blue, green, and red, and they are power, courage, and wisdom as well. So I think that's probably what it's most relating back to, and they're pretty fun to do as well. So let's do the trial of power first. We are going to have to test our strength skills at destroying a whole bunch of blocks, and we're going to have to do that in 3 different escalating in terms of difficulty sequences, and at the end you're not even destroying blocks anymore. It's completely different. So for this one, it's pretty simple. As these blocks pop up within the time limit, you're just going to jump and destroy all the blocks. It's not just the ones you see in the room, so don't think you can take your time. After you destroy these, more will spawn. Some of the bigger ones require multiple hits, so you need to really be on top of them, but generally they give you more than enough time still, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem. Like, I'm kind of close here, and it's still totally fine. I didn't realize there was multiple phases to it, so I wasn't, going as fast as I could. But yeah, just keep that in mind, and you should be fine. And then you just go into this little gateway to the next section. Again, this will escalate a little bit in difficulty, but in general, these aren't too bad. At least I didn't have much trouble with them, and generally I'm pretty bad at this game. So if I didn't have trouble with them, it's probably not too bad, and you shouldn't have to worry. This one now will use your hammer to destroy blocks, whereas the other one was jump. Same thing, you just use the hammer. This one you have to actually wind up. It's not what you're used to in terms of using the hammer on the main overworld map and stuff. You can destroy multiple blocks at once if you aim your hammer in the right place, like you'll see there. So you can use that to your advantage, and like I'm only hitting one there. I probably could have hit in the center between those 2 blocks and destroyed them both. But again, I'm not a master at this game, nor do I find the easiest and most efficient way to do things. At least not all the time. These big ones obviously require a fully wound up hit, so do your best to try to get at least greats to destroy them. This guy, you just have to give it as many hits as it takes. The more greats and excellence you get, the quicker it'll go down. It only took me 2 hits, 1 great, 1 excellent. So yeah, not too hard. I had plenty of time to spare if I wanted to dawdle or was failing to hit certain blocks. So the last one's pretty funny. We're actually hammering this gigantic nail into the heart of the Trial of Power, and you actually don't even have to use your hammer. I'm not sure if you can do the entire thing just jumping compared to hammering it, but you actually can use a combination of both. But it's obviously more satisfying to use your hammer because you're literally hammering a nail in with Mario's hammer, which is thematically pretty excellent. So yeah, you can time your hammer, you can time your jumps, whichever one you want to use or you prefer to use, or you can do a combination of both, which is what I do, and just pound this guy into the ground. I think I do mostly jumps here because they're just easier for me to time and they go quicker, and then at the end I think I just incorporate some hammers just to get it the extra little bit of the way because it seemed to have been slowing down. But yeah, not too difficult. I have like an insane amount of time to spare compared to what they give you, so it obviously isn't that hard to do. And after that, you are done the Trial of Power. So you'll get a little celebration ceremony here, as is the theme with all the trials. You get an over-the-top celebration with a bunch of Toad statues, in this case shaking maracas. They are pumped for you. Mario's so pumped he's dancing. And after that, you'll go into the next room, and you'll claim your power orb, or whatever they call it. It is essentially paying tribute to the Zelda pendants from Link to the Past, or Zelda in general. This is your power orb, power pendant, and whatever you want to call it, and you are 1 down with 2 more to go. So as you can imagine, as the Trial of Power was all about using your strength and your hammer and your jumps to be able to destroy things and hammer a nail, the Trial of Wisdom is going to be themed after using your brain. So get yourself ready for some absolutely excruciating trivia questions that are so hard you're not even going to know what to do, and you're going to have, that's probably why you're here looking at this guide, because you're so stumped by these questions. I'm obviously kidding. These questions are not too bad. Some of them are pretty clever and tricky, but in general, it's multiple choice, and with a bit of thought, you can probably get them. But if you're looking for some help, or you just want to get through them as quick as possible, or you're just here to have some fun, I'm going to show you the solutions and how I came to them. So you have a check mark and you have an X, because these are essentially, this first one is true or false. So the number of streamers that you have cleared so far is 3. That is so easy. It took me 1.37 seconds, or 1.34 seconds. God, I did better at the question than I did at explaining how I got the question right. Yeah, so that's an easy one. 3, you jump through that door, go into the next question. The next one gets a little bit trickier. And actually, you know what? It probably isn't tricky. It just, I was horrible. I used pretty much the entire 30 seconds to get this right. I'm going to skip ahead so you guys don't have to just sit there. But if you pass the 6th, 5th, and 4th place runners in a marathon, you'll finish in 3rd place. This is obviously false, because if you pass 4th, you are now in 4th yourself. But it took me almost 30 seconds to figure that out, sadly, embarrassingly. But hey, I got the question right. I can't be faulted too badly. I didn't get it wrong. So moving on to the last one. This one is pretty, you've probably seen puzzles like this before. This is a pretty common type of puzzle to figure out. So you have to speak with all 3 figures and choose the one that is lying. So this first one says the liar is C. The second one here says I am not the liar. And the third one says the liar is B. Based on the fact that only one of them can be lying, if you do the thought process there, it only makes sense that the liar is C. It's the only one that the other 2 cannot work out to be that. So you just jump onto C, jump through the door, and you are clear. And that is the entire Trial of Wisdom. So not too hard at all. And you are now the wisest character in the Mushroom Kingdom, or I guess this is in the Mushroom Kingdom, in the Great Sea. So your prize is the Orb of Wisdom, so you can show off and tell people that you are now the smartest person. Anytime they can test you and say, "Oh, that's not right," or "I think you're wrong," be like, "Yeah, who's got the Orb of Wisdom here? Who's got the Wisdom Orb?" And that'll shut them right up. So it's a pretty valuable object, I'd say. So grab your power orb, your Wisdom Orb, and let's move on to the final trial, which I think is the most fun to actually accomplish. Not that it's difficult, it's just actually fun to do, which is the Trial of Courage. So for this one, I already filled up the moat with water, but generally you'd have to use the water elemental first to fill that up with water, and then you'll do what I'm doing here and use the ice elemental to freeze it, and then you can walk and enter the Trial of Courage. Like I said, this one is the most fun, I think, because it's just I guess it tests your courage, but it's testing your fortitude and how long you can wait before pressing a button, and you have to wait as long as possible to be able to win the trial. So it's pretty fun. Not super difficult. I think I failed one of them once, which I just cut out of here so you guys don't have to witness my fail, because I'm so embarrassed. No, I think it was one time I failed on the last one or something, or the second last one. Anyway, so basically what you do is you have this rope here. You have this arrow that's designating how far something needs to drop for you to pass, and it's indicated also by the dotted line. The rope will start to descend, or whatever's at the top of the rope is descending. You'll see the rope rotating as it comes to a halt. You have to time the stop to be underneath that arrow in order to succeed. So you have to wait until almost last possible second like that, and then you'll see your final result to make sure you're underneath the dotted line, and if you are, you advance to the next stage, and there's 3 stages total. So that first one is kind of introducing you to the concept. It's pretty easy. The second one is a little bit trickier. I think this is the one that I failed once, but it's not super hard. It's just you have to get used to the timing, and you don't get game over or anything for losing. You just have to basically try the first one again, or whichever ones you had already done. You have to do it again. This one just comes pretty quick compared to the other one, and boom, you stop it there, and you're good to go. So you can kind of just watch the rope to indicate how close it is to dropping, at least on these first 2, and that'll give you a really good indication of when you want to press it. For this last one, it's not so much about following the rope as it is just as soon as you see the thwomp enter the screen, just hit the button and you'll probably get it. That's what I did at least, and it worked for me, because it seems like there's a lot of rope there, but man, does it go fast all of a sudden. You'll see that it starts to go slow, super slow, and then it just speeds up like crazy, and then eventually, like that, it's here in a matter of seconds. As soon as it enters the frame, just hit the button. You'll cut it pretty close, but they measure it based on the bottom, or near the bottom of the thwomp, so you should be good either way. And that is the Trial of Courage. You're now full of power, full of wisdom, full of courage. You're just a superstar, mustachioed superstar, ready to unlock the sea tower and move on and get the pink streamer. So claim your courage orb. You'll have all 3 orbs that resemble the Zelda orbs and the Zelda series, and have the perfect RGB sequence as well that we've all come to expect from those three monikers. After you have this, you're free to go back to the sea tower, which now you have the key to unlock the door, which are these orbs, obviously. So just put them into their respective slots, the red, the green, and the blue. Open it up, and the sea tower is yours to traverse. I hope this video helped you out, guys. I hope you had some fun. If you like this content, consider subscribing, liking the video, commenting. All that stuff supports me in everything that I do. I also have a lot of other Paper Mario videos that you can check out, and more coming out every day. I'll be releasing videos until I finish the entire series. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.